Hello，你好，同学们。OK，我是来自 SCS Education 的属性。So 呢，接下来的这些影片呢，我们会收录在这里，so 你们可以无限的观看。我们之前做的这个 SPM 考试攻略。OK，我们是来自 SCS Education 的升学辅导中心，都是提供一站式的免费升学服务。So 呢，如果是讲你之前还没有了解过我们的话，你可以通过 subscribe 我们的这个 YouTube、Facebook 跟 Instagram，就是 SCS Education 可以了解更多的。然后如果是说你对升学很迷茫，想要了解更多关于就是 SPM 啊、UEC、Diploma 或者 Degree、PhD 过后的这个升学管道怎么样的话呢，你可以PM 我们 ，OK，所以我们会安排就是辅导员跟你1对1的升学服务。OK，话不多说，OK，你们现在可以观看了。好，谢谢你们。
One information you can obtain from the energy level. So if they say can be obtained from the energy level, all right, what are the information you can get? Okay, so based on the diagram, you think what you see. All right, so a lot of things actually we can see. First one, all right, you can say, okay, heat is released. Okay, because negative. All right. Okay. Number two, you can say the reactants and the product. Reactants are X and sulfuric acid, while products are barium sulfate and Y. Okay. All right. So this is the two only. Right. We can have one more. That is, you can compare about the energy content. Energy contents of X and H2SO4 is greater than barium sulfate and Y, right? So this is the another information you can get from it. But the question here only give you 1 mark. You can write either one of them. Okay. All right. So this is the first 2 questions that you have to pay attention with, right? For the definitions, see what they want, general or specific. Information, this will be the information. And if you say that barium sulfate is the insoluble salt, that one I don't really will give you marks if you do that. Yeah, can. You can write exothermic process. Here I write heat is released, right? Or you can say exothermic process. Can. Yes, very good. I'm waiting this word come up. Very good. Yeah, either one. But then if let's say they ask you for 2, you cannot say heat release and then exothermic. They will consider as 1. Right? Okay. All right. Okay. So this one will be a bit challenging. What is the solution X? All right. So solution X, all right. This one will be a little bit relate with your acid base and salt. Hold on first. It's K2SO4, not H2SO4. I see I write wrongly. K2SO4. Okay, so your salt is barium sulfate. Okay, we know that barium sulfate is insoluble salt. All right, here I also want to share with you how do we choose the solutions for reactants for your insoluble salt. Okay, commonly barium sulfate we will use double decomposition to produce. Okay, this is the process name, double decompositions. Okay, so how do we predict? Okay, you separate them into cation and ion. Okay, so for the cation, all right, okay, remember in this insoluble salt double decompositions reactions, your requirement is 2 solutions. You must use 2 solutions. You cannot use 1 solution, 1 solid, cannot. It must be both also solution so that your product will be purely barium sulfate. Okay, so barium, okay, I will give you few methods. All right, the first one is I will write down all the anion salt: barium sulfate, barium chloride, barium carbonate, barium nitrate. Okay, so you ask yourself, which barium is a solution? Barium chloride, yes. Barium carbonate, no. Barium nitrate, yes. So you can choose either one. And then the sulfate, usually I would suggest you to use ANAP. What is ANAP? Okay, ammonium, sodium, potassium. So these 3 will be confirmed soluble salt. unless you have a very good idea about the soluble salt, sulfate, you can use zinc sulfate, magnesium sulfate, copper sulfate, no problem, right? But commonly, this is the way I do. So for X, name the X, you can write barium chloride or nitrate. Okay, either one. Okay. Okay. So now for the next one, they ask you to suggest the ionic equation. Okay. For ionic equation, of course, we have multiple ways to write the ionic equations. Okay, but it depends on which kind of reaction you have. So now I'm talking about insoluble salt. Insoluble salt got some easy way and difficult way one. Okay, of course, I will show you both method because here got private message say that teacher can show me the cancellation method. Okay, I show you the cancellation method first. Only I come back to the not cheap easy way. Okay, so let's say I choose barium chloride plus potassium sulfate. So double decomposition stands for they will interchange their anion. It means that barium take sulfate, potassium take chloride. So you get KCl plus barium sulfate. Okay, right. So they will exchange their anion. Okay, so now if you want to use the cancellation method, actually cancellation method is very wise used for a lot of reactions. So a lot of reactions also use the same way to get one. Okay, so what I need you to do is you must differentiate soluble, insoluble salt first. Barium chloride, soluble salt. Potassium sulfate, soluble salt. KCl, soluble salt. Barium sulfate, insoluble salt. Okay, all the soluble salt one, I need you to write out as their ion form. Barium 2 plus, chloride I got 2. Then potassium and sulfate, because they are soluble salt, so you can split them become ion in water and then form potassium and 2 chloride. While barium sulfate is insoluble salt, you remain the insoluble salt. Don't do anything. Okay, so now reactant product, you can start to cancel them. Right. So the cancel one is reactant got product got, then you can cancel. 2 chloride, 2 chloride cancel. So at the end, you can see that here you got barium 2 plus sulfate from barium sulfate. This is the equation. Like this is the ionic equation. Okay. So this is what I mean by long method, right? Cancellation method. You write down the chemical equation, analyze which one is soluble and insoluble salt. The soluble salt one form all the ions. Then you can simplify all the ions. Okay. Shortcut. This is about insoluble salt. Ionic equation for insoluble salt is you only write the ions that form your insoluble salt. Barium sulfate come from what? Barium 2 plus sulfate ion. These two healthy. Okay, so this is the way how you write that. Okay, so I give you 2 minutes time. You can jot down, and then you may ask the questions if you need. Okay. Right. Okay. Simple, right? This one. Okay. But this paper is comes from MRSM. That's why they will have a lot of combinations from other topic. So the real thermochemistry, they maybe when they ask questions, right? Okay, 80% is about thermo. Maybe 1 or 2 marks they will ask something extra that related one. So for example, this related one, they ask too many things already. They ask equations as well as the salt. Okay, yeah, all right. Okay, so all right, next questions. Okay, the thermochemical equation show, all right, so you form barium Pb nitrate, sodium sulfate form Pb sulfate with 50.4 kilojoule per mole. So calculate the increase in temperature when 25 cm cube 1 molar solution of nitrate and sulfate is used. Okay, so for this kind of calculation, I will suggest you all write down the information that given to you. Okay, lead nitrate 25 cm cube 1 molar. This one also 25 cm cube 1 molar. Okay, so here I need you to look at the equations. Okay, the equation here both also ratio 1 to 1. It means 1 Pb nitrate, 1 sodium sulfate. So if 1 to 1, you will choose the smallest mole. But okay lah, this question both also same volume, same concentration. So that's why you choose either one also would wrong one. Okay, so they want you to get how much of the increase in temperature. Okay, how to relate the mole with temperature. Okay, here some idea. All right, in your calculation, we have Q equal to MC theta. Right. Number two, heat of reaction is Q divided by mole. So if you want to get the increase of temperature will be theta. How you get theta? Okay, we think back. Theta need to get Q. Q is over here, right? How you get the Q? 50.4 multiplied mole, you get Q. So that's why, no matter what, as I said before, when you get lost, remember, your mole will be always your GPS. So you got concentration, you got volume, so MV over 1000. Okay, write formula lah, in case you forgot later what formula. So from here you get the mole, okay, then get the Q. Q will be equal to heat change multiplied mole. So 50.4 here. Did you see the K? Kilo? Okay. You see the kilo, right? Please change to 1000. If not, later your answer show wrong one, right? So change to kilo to 1000 multiplied mole. Okay. Because if you don't change, right, later you will have one problem is your calculation will be not correct because of the 1000 you forget to multiply it. So here you get 1260 joule. Then only 1260 equal to the volume 25 plus 25 multiplied 4.2 times theta. So divide by 50, divide by 4.2. So you get 6.0 degrees Celsius. Okay? All right. So if you don't change the kilo here, then I'm sure that your answer later sure difference in terms of 30. Okay, so that is the thing I want to show you here. So the keyword is this one. Okay. Before, one more. I think we got one more things I want to discuss with you about. If you use different solution, what happened to your heat change? That one will be important for this part as well. Okay. All right. Okay. So like this, All right. Okay. Here we have Pb sulfate. You see, I use Pb nitrate and sodium sulfate. Let's say I change to Pb nitrate, and then the sodium I change to potassium sulfate, I change to copper sulfate, I change to magnesium sulfate. No matter what, they still produce Pb sulfate and a salt, correct? So as they still produce the same salt, this heat of precipitation is still 50.4 kilojoule per mole. So for heat of precipitation, as long as the same salt you produce, heat of precipitation will be the same. That is the important thing. So for displacement, as long as the same metal you displace, then you will get the same heat. Okay. All right. So this is the idea I'm going to show you. Okay. Next questions. Experiment is repeated by using the same volume as you show in 7b1, and the temperature change obtained is reduced by half. So how do you get the new temperature? It's just by half only. All right. So you see, temperature now I want to get is become 3 degrees. Okay. So how do we do the things? Okay, we check. Right. What can we do to reduce the temperature? Actually, there's two things you can do. 50.4, this one cannot change already. This one is standard. So what you can change is maybe the mole. It means that mole, either volume or concentration, you can decrease by half. Okay. For example, maybe I use 0.5 molar PB nitrate or sodium sulfate is used. Okay, right, with 25 cm cube. Okay, so you see, when I calculate the mole, 0.5 times 25 over 1000, you get 0.0125 mole. So you continue calculate times 50.4 kilo, and then divide by the volume and heat capacity, you get 3 degrees. So here, either you decrease the concentration or you use back 1 molar, but the volume you use is 12.5 cm cube. So as long as either half, because I must get the mole, is a half mole. So this mole become half, temperature should drop half. So this is the idea about how do we predict the value. Okay, explain the method. So for this kind of questions, right, if they say temperature decreased by half, this is the way. Okay, all right, so you may jot down first. 2 minutes later, we will jump to next questions. Oh, got one more question C. After question C, it will be a questions that relate with your new syllabus, that is a standard electropotential one. That one we will discuss. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. Here got a questions asked. Okay. Left hand side things. Okay. Can, no problem. Is okay. All right. Can. Yeah. Okay. So here the questions that a student ask, teacher. All right. This one, right? Okay. This one actually I want to show you is, for example, this question I use lead nitrate and sodium sulfate. So I get lead sulfate, correct? Not? Okay. So if let's say I use lead nitrate, but then the sodium sulfate I change to potassium, magnesium, or copper sulfate, different type of sulfate already, or different metal sulfate. But then the product is still the same. The product is still produce PB sulfate. So if you still produce the same salt, same precipitate, the heat of precipitation will be the same, because heat of precipitation depends on what precipitate you produce, not others. Depends on what you produce. Okay, so this is the idea of it. Okay, all right. Great. Okay. So after this one, then we will jump to the next questions. Yeah. All right. Great. This question always asked in the exam one. They will ask you to predict the value. If they say predict, then you give value. Give value 50.4 kilojoule per mole with unit as well. So this one is the fuel value: methane 27, octane 89, boiling point 161 negative 125.6. So physical state, one is gas, one is liquid, and then octane will be 4.84, methane 2.08. So which one will be the best one for us to use as a to use as a field for your team, right? Okay, so for these questions, right, I will suggest you, okay, all right, you have to check carefully, see which one actually is the best one we want. Fuel value actually is referred to 1 gram, how much of the heat you produce. So you see, methane 1 gram produce 27 kilojoule, octane 89, all right? And then another one, we have to think about the cost. Okay. All right. So for me, I will choose octane because we want a liquid so that it will be easier for you to put more inside. You need to compress that, right? So we will put octane because high fuel value. Okay, that's one. Right. Don't go and compare about the price. All right. So fuel value will be the one that we will consider because they produce almost 4 times, So you see, 90 divided by 27 is 3 times. So if this one times 3, you say about the price, 6 ringgit, but this one only 4.8 ringgit. So no matter what, this one is still more safe. Okay. Okay. Yep. Okay. Okay. And all right. Okay. Next one. What's the function of fuel value? Okay. Fuel value means 1 gram, how much of heat you produce. This is the meaning. 1 gram, how much of heat you produce. That is called fuel value, right? So for example, you burn 1 gram methane, you produce 27 joule. Burn 1 gram of octane, you produce 89 kilojoule. So more heat, greater the fuel value means more heat you produce. Okay? All right? More heat you produce. Okay, good questions. Then why we need high fuel value? Okay, you want to do cooking, right? You want to heat up the wok in a short period so that you can get high temperature. That's why we need a high fuel value. High fuel value means you burn 1 gram octane, you produce the heat is 3 times more than methane. That's why your wok, your food can be cooked faster. Get? I think you will misunderstand that the fuel value, is it you misunderstand? You thought 27 to burn 1 gram, 89 joule to burn 1 gram. No, no, no. This is when we burn them, you produce 27 joule per gram. You produce 89 kilojoule per gram. You produce, not you use. Okay. Right, great. Okay. Right, good. You have questions? Okay, like this one. This is some questions that actually students not really like them because of the redox electrochemistry will be a bit challenging. Okay. Okay. So now, okay. Okay. Right. Okay. So before we start the questions, okay, we go through about the diagram. When we do electrolysis or electrochemistry questions, first thing, look at the battery because the battery will tell you where is your anode, cathode, positive, negative. So battery here, positive, negative, positive, negative. That's why the P connect to this one is positive anode. This one Q will be negative cathode. R positive anode, negative S then cathode. Oh, okay. So, okay. All right. Next thing, okay. when you do your questions, all right, about electrolysis, I will please you to checklist. Okay, here I discuss about the checklist first. When you do electrochemistry, okay, checklist to check what product of electrolysis. Okay, first thing, you check on type of electron. Type of electron. Okay, we got two types. We say about active and inert. Okay, how you know which one active, which one inert? Very simple one. Carbon, platinum will be inert. The rest like copper, zinc, aluminium, iron, silver, they are active, right? Okay, so if you have active electrode, what will happen? Okay, follow this one. If active electrode anode undergo oxidation, so N will become ion. Right, this is the equation. M is the metal you want, N is the charge. So if you produce 3 plus, then 3 electron. So cathode will be undergo reduction. So terbalik this equation. M plus by the electron form back the M. So this anode cathode, they are just like you form ion, then the ion go to cathode to discharge. So this is the reactions will be happen if you choose anode active electron. Okay, all right. So if you have inert, then inert you have to go for second one first. That is, you have to check concentration. But this concentration, right? We got two condition that you will use them. Okay. So first one, okay, you will use concentration. This one. If you have concentrated solution, usually concentrated solution we will put 1.0 mole per dm cube, okay, with chloride, bromide, ion, right? Okay, if you have dilute solution which is less than 1.0 or no chloride, bromide, ion, then you will go to the third one. If not, you will follow the second rules. If you choose check concentration, you have concentrated one, and some more you got chloride, bromide. For example, you see 1.0 concentrated. Got chlorine or not? Yes, got chlorine. So this combination, you have to do this way. This one, 1.0, no chloride, no bromide. Okay, you do the step 3. So in this part, what will happen? Okay, they only affect the anode. They only affect the anode. So the anode will be, okay, you got 2, you choose, see which one. Okay, X can be chlorine or bromine. You see what question you use. So if this question use chloride, then it will be 2 chloride forms Cl2 plus 2 electron. Okay, then if you have dilute solution or you don't have chloride, bromide, just like this example, no chloride, no bromide, then you will choose, okay, you will compare standard electropotential list, or you will compare the positions. Right? You compare the standard electropotential value or the position in the SEP list. Right? Standard electropotential list, this value will be given to you. So how we know which one will be discharged? This one, I will tell you that lower the position in the list will be discharged, right? Okay, all right. So this one will be the checklist we will do. Okay, this one is for their anode. Their cathode for this condition one, they do like the third one. They will choose the ion. They will choose the ion, compare the SEP value, which one will be more negative. Then you will discharge. Okay, later I will show you the example how do I do set 1 and set 2. Okay. Okay, how do we know gas release? Kejap, I discussed the checklist with you already first. Then I will show you how do we know what product you produce. Okay, so you go through the step first. This one is important. Without this one, you cannot determine what is the product. Okay, give me a second. Hold on. Great. No worry. This one is quite difficult one. That's why I would say that the hardest part in chemistry is this topic. Okay. All right. Okay. Right. Okay. So now we will apply it now. Okay, so we check on this one first, set one, right? Cell one. So check the electron. They got mentioned it's a carbon electron, right? Carbon electron. So if you got carbon electron, right? If you got carbon electron, then we will go to number 2. Carbon electron means inert. Then you go to concentration. Okay, check concentration. Yes, it's 1.0 and you got chloride. 1.0 and you get chloride means you have to do this way, right? You have to choose the ion, choose the chloride, I mean. Okay, right? Okay, now this cell 1 is about this factor, the concentrations factor with chloride bromide. Okay, so how do we write the things? In cell 1, okay, usually when I guide my students, I will ask them to list out the ions that we have. Okay, so sodium chloride, I will have sodium plus chloride ion because it is a solution. Solution stands for you have H and OH. Okay, all right. So, okay, who will go anode? Who will go cathode? In electrolysis, anode is positive, cathode is negative terminal. They follow the battery. Now, the one that go anode must be negative ion, right? So chloride or hydroxide will be the one that go anode. Then sodium and hydrogen will be the one that go cathode. So okay, just now I got mentioned because this cell one is using 1 molar with chloride. 1 molar with chloride means you have to choose the chloride. You cannot choose others, must choose chloride because concentrated with chloride. So among these two, which one will be selected? This one. Okay. Then among the copper and sodium and hydrogen, which one you will choose? For cathode, you will choose more positive SEP. So how you know what is the value of the SEP? You see here given to you, sodium and H plus, negative 2.71 and 0. 0 is more positive. H plus will be our choice. Okay, so if you have chloride, how I know the equation? How I know this is the equation? Okay, because I give you this one already just now. So put in 2 chloride, form Cl2 plus 2 electron. That's how I get. And then if H plus will be this. You can memorize the equation actually, right? So this is set 1. Okay, cell 1. Okay, then okay, I show you set 2. Then only you go through and let me know. Okay, set 2, you have sodium nitrate. Okay, you write out the sodium nitrate first, and A plus and nitrate. So solution solution means you got H and OH. Okay, so anode, cathode. Okay, who will go which one? Okay, anode will be the negative ion. You got nitrate and OH minus. H plus and sodium go cathode. And I can tell you, this one 1.0 molar is concentrated but you have no chloride, no bromide. So don't worry. No chloride, no bromide, even though you are concentrated, means this one. No chloride, no bromide. You check the SEP list. Right? So when you check the SEP list, okay, right, for anode, you have to choose OH. Choose the more negative one. Why?
Choose the more negative one. Yeah.
Huh? Yes. Okay. So sodium and hydrogen, this one you choose more positive mark. That's why for the anode, you will choose the more negative one. Okay. You didn't ask the concept, I just tell you now because not enough time for you to go through why, and so on. So cathode more positive, anode you choose a more negative one. That's why hydroxide will be your choice. Okay, and then this one will be the equation. Okay, right. Okay, so you can go through them first before we proceed. Okay, all right. So this is the way how we check what ions you produce, what ions that you will accept and so on, yeah? All right, so before we go to the questions, A, B, C, D there, all right, any question you want to ask? So of course, if let's say in this kind of questions, right, in exam, you just focus on what they ask you only lah. But for these sections, I'm trying to share out with you the way usually how I teach my students. Is it all choose hydrogen? No. You see copper, you choose copper. You see silver, you choose silver, right? Because according to the SEP list, silver is the most positive, followed by copper. That's why you see silver, you will choose silver. See copper, you choose copper, right? So you still have to depends on questions that only can decide. Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. Right. Okay. So state all the N ions present in chloride and hydroxide. Okay. All right. State the product that produced at P. Set 1, P is anode. P is anode. You choose chloride, you produce chlorine gas. So this one will be chlorine gas. Right? No need to write molecule, just chlorine gas will do. So as we just now already analyzed everything, that's why when we do the question here, it will be easier. Okay. Then the next question they ask you, why you choose chloride? Why you choose chloride? Because concentration of chloride is higher than hydroxide. Okay, like that only. If you have concentrated solution, 1.0 molar sodium chloride, this is the way. You explain with the concentration factor. Okay, then describe a chemical test to verify the gas that you produce. Okay, right. The gas you produce is chlorine, right? So chlorine only have one common way we do. We test with litmus paper. We change the litmus paper from blue to red and then bleach. So this is the common way that we will do, right? Okay, so like this, because they involve discrete chemical tests. So if they involve chemical tests, I will prefer you all to give a simple procedure before we write what we add and so on. So usually I will have these three things in my mind. Okay, the step to collect, the reagent, and the observation. So this is the three things I will write inside my equations, inside my answer. Okay. Okay. So first one. Okay. All right. Collect the sample. Gas with test tube. Right. And okay, what reagent? Test with moist blue litmus paper. Okay. You must have moist blue litmus paper. You cannot just say blue litmus paper. Kosong. All right. Cannot. Okay. So collect got already reagent. That is our moist blue litmus paper. Gauti. Now observation. So the blue litmus paper will turn red, then bleach. Bleach like a white paper. Okay, must mention until bleach. If not, you lost mark. Okay, all right. So this is the way how we test fluorine gas. So if test hydrogen gas, pop sound is produced with burning wooden splinter. So this is the three things we will add in when you write the procedure to describe the test. Okay, any of it mix up also cannot. Okay, so write the equation for cell R in cell 2, set 2. Cell 2, set R is anode. Anode you produce, you choose hydroxide. Choose hydroxide will be this equation. 4 hydroxide form 2H2O plus O2 plus 4 electron. Okay, all right. Okay. Right. Okay. So then we will go for the question C. After question C, then we take a short break. Okay. All right. So now, okay, you see. Set 1, lead 2 nitrate with iron. Lead 2 nitrate with iron. Lead 2 nitrate with copper. This one you got reaction, this one no change. Okay, so actually this question, of course, for me, I will know it is displacement, but for student, how you know, right? I will prefer you all to write down them in reactants product, lead 2 nitrate, and then iron is Fe. This one, lead 2 nitrate, and then is copper wire. So from here, okay, you can see that salt and a metal, salt and a metal. Okay, so this one will be a displacement. Okay, so if you go through the SEP list, all right, your iron will be higher, will be more negative more negative SEP compared to copper, sure, compared to lead. That's why displacement occur. Copper will be less negative SEP compared to PB. That's why no displacement. Okay, so all right. Actually, those time, right, I will guide my student by using electrochemical series one. Electrochemical series is much easier compared to using the SEP. So that's why if your teacher got guide you with electrochemical series, then you were able to see that in the electrochemical series, iron, PB, copper, silver, some sort like that, right? So if you want the full list, I can write down for you. But remember, in exam, you cannot write electrochemical series. It's very haram. Okay? Cannot then pantang to write to use it. Okay. So electrochemical series, this is the one. Actually, they are come from SEP list. So the SEP value getting more positive when they go down the series, right? Cannot, tak boleh. You cannot use electrochemical series, cannot. Then what should you use to write? Okay, I can give you one thing. All right, later, later I will use this example to tell you how do we use electrochemical series to see displacement, but how do we explain without electrochemical series? Right? You can refer first. Okay, so we know that iron is here, Pb is here. So the iron higher than Pb. That's why iron can displace Pb. So in the explanation, why iron can displace Pb? Okay, so you can say iron is more electropositive than Pb. Right? So iron can displace. Okay, this is one method. Another one is iron have more negative standard electropotential than Pb. Right? So either one way. Okay. So the idea will be this: more electropositive or more negative SCP. You can use electrochemical series to see who displays who, but when you explain, you have to use this either one way. You cannot mention anything about electrochemical series. Cannot. Okay, next one. See the questions what they ask. Okay, the last already. Then we'll go for essay. Okay, so all right. Okay, why there is a difference? Okay, so 3 marks. The 3 marks you have to explain according to this. Okay, compare and explain the difference observation. Okay, first one. All right. Okay. Displacement occur in test tube 1, but no displacement occur in test tube 2. Why you have to answer in this way? Because they say compare. You must compare, right? You must compare. Then now you explain. Why? Because Pb, because like the reason I told you just now, iron is more electropositive than lead, and Pb is more electropositive than copper. Then you will get full marks, 3 marks. If you do not use the special, the magic word, but more than, less than, then you should have lost all the marks already. So please, I need you to emphasize about the word of compare. When you have compare, you have to do this. Okay. All right. So what can you do? Okay. You can add one more thing. Okay. So you can say iron will displace Pb2 plus. Okay. But no copper cannot displace Pb2 plus. Write one more, right? Because they got mentioned, explained. So it will be better after you say the reason, then what happened. Okay. Lastly, suggest an action to ensure the reaction 2 is occur. So there is few way you can do lah. Either you replace Pb nitrate with silver nitrate, because silver is lower than copper, right? lower position than copper or less electropositive than copper. So that's one way. Or replace copper with zinc, magnesium, either one, right? So this is the few answer that you can use. All right. Okay. So this one will be the few questions. Okay, from question number 7 until now, we have discussed 3 structure questions. Okay. So now we will take a 15-minute short break. So by 5:20, we will continue with the question number 9 essay. So essay will be much harder to answer because there's no guideline, right? So I pass back the mic to the MC. So by 5:20, we come back again. Number 9, right? The essay. Essay will be very challenging because if there's not much data, that's why we have to go through the keywords and then come up with the plan, what we should do, right? Then only you can score the marks. Okay. All right. Okay. Like the first questions. Okay. Number 9. All right. So you can eat the whole this antacid tablet to relieve your stomach ache. Okay. This tablet swallow directly or chew. Okay. So all right. Based on diagram 1, which method will release the stomach pain faster, and explain your answer. Okay, so these questions are quite K-bar, you know. All right, okay, you see, swallow directly or chew. If you go through them, right, the whole tablet you swallow it is a big tablet, but when you chew it, it becomes powder or smaller size. So these questions actually, if you go through them, they are about rate of reactions, total surface area, right? So swallow one will be larger size, and then this one will be smaller size, right? Okay, smaller size one, greater total surface area. So 3 marks. Okay, how do you score the 3 marks? They ask you which method. 1 mark, okay, chew or swallow it. Then what's the reason? 2 marks will be going for this one. So first one you talk about, okay, we will chew it. Okay. Why? Because chewing the tablet will increase the total surface area by break them into smaller size. Okay. Then after that, okay. After you mention this becomes smaller size, increase greater surface area, actually you already scored 2 marks already. So if you want to get more, then you can say higher chances of antacid exposed to the stomach acid. Okay, so that is the 3 marks, right? Okay. So 3 marks means 3 points. That's why we will come up with the idea first, only we can proceed with the things. Okay. Okay, so right. Okay, so we have a brief idea, then you will know what to answer. Okay, next one. All right. Okay, the antacid tablet, okay, contain calcium carbonate. Tablet table 9 show the volume collected, okay, for set 1 and set 2. That is okay. Okay, with HCl in set 1 and set 2 with different size of the antacid. entire acid. So they already mentioned different size. Okay, now the first question they ask you, calculate the average rate of reactions. When they say average rate of reactions, it means total volume, total time. All right. So okay, you look at this table, the volume that you will use for total volume calculation, it will be the first one become constant. So 48 with 2 minutes. Okay, then this one, constant volume start at 72 cm cube with 4 minutes. So this is the time taken to calculate and the volume to calculate that. So for set 1, okay, rate of reactions, it will be 48 cm cube divided by 2 minutes. Okay, so the unit will be cm cube per minute. So 1 mark only. That's why your marks is very limited. One small mistake, straight away you lost mark already. That's set 1. Set 2, your rate of reaction will be equal to 72 divided by 4. So this one you will get 18 cm cube per minute. So if you forget to write unit, even though answer correct, you will still lost mark, right? So remember, this is a very serious problems that we can't make any mistake here. Okay. Now, yeah. Okay. Then the last one, the next one. Okay. After 5 marks already, another 5 marks. Write the balance equation to represent the equations between the tablet as well as HCl. So now calculate the mass of the calcium carbonate in set 2. Okay, this question very challenging. Okay, so first of all, they told you already, you got calcium carbonate. So calcium carbonate with acid, you write out the equation first. Okay, so equation already give you 1 mark, right? Equation give you 1 mark. Okay, then set 2, they got mentioned here, set 2. So set 2, the volume of the CO2 you produce is 72 cm cube. Now, they are asking for the mass. Okay, so, okay. How do we score these questions? All right, I give you 72, I ask for mass. Okay, because student ask how I know 72. Do in the table here. Right? 72 means what? Total volume you produce, reaction complete. Okay, so first thing, okay, get your mole. Mole is 72 cm divided by 24,000. Okay, why 24,000? Because cm cube and cm cube. Bm cube will be 1,000 to change to cm cube. So from here, you get 0.003 mole. Then after that, the next step, you ratio that carbon dioxide ratio to calcium carbonate. Ratio 1 to 1, so same mole. Okay, then only calculate the mass 0.003. Step 4, get the mass now. Okay, 0.003 multiply the molar mass of calcium carbonate is 100. 40 plus 12 plus 48. So you get 40 plus 12 plus 48. Okay. So you get 0.3 grams. Okay, so this one will be the 5 marks. Okay, how do you score the 5 marks? Equation 2 marks already. Right, you balance it, you write the reactant product correctly, you get 2 marks already. 1 mark for mole, 1 mark for ratio, 1 mark for mass. So if let's say you want to write in each sentence 1 mole carbon dioxide produced from 1 mole of calcium carbonate, so 0.003 mole come from 0.003 mole of calcium carbonate. I don't say no, but too long already lah. So you just cut it short, make it simple. Okay, so this is the 5 marks questions. Okay. So that will be the first 10 marks of the essay. The second part of the 10 marks, after this, you look at the questions, you will find that the second 10 marks actually is more challenging compared to this. This one's still okay. But at least if you know how to get the 72 CMQ, then it will be good and easy. Okay. Now, right. Okay, these questions. Alright. Okay. Diagram 9 show the graph of the volume released against time with the three set to investigate the factor of for rate of reactions. Okay, between zinc and nitric acid. Okay, volume of hydrogen. All right, based on this graph, there's few things you can see. All right, first thing you see, no matter rate of the first set, second set, third set, they all combine at the same place. When they combine at the same place, means what? Same volume of hydrogen, same mole of reactants as well. Okay. All right. Okay. So, and then beside this information, second information, when you compare, you will know that rate of reactions of your set 3 higher than 1, higher than 2. Okay, 3 more than 1, more than 2. And then the time of the reaction to complete, 3 shorter than 1, shorter than 2. Right? So this is all the hidden information that you can obtain from the questions. Okay. Then they got mentioned here. Excess zinc powder added to 25 cm3, 0.2 molar, 30 degree for set 1. So set 1 is 25 cm3, 0.2 molar, and then 30 degrees Celsius. Okay. So suggest what can be do to the set 1 other than concentration and temperature to obtain set 2 and set 3. Explain your answer in terms of collision theory. Okay, this question's right. Okay, you see, they want you to change to set 2 and set 3. All right, you know that set 3 higher rate than set 2 1. Then set 2 slower than 1. Okay, we have not much choice already because temperature and concentration already up. So in rate of reaction, we got 4 factors. So you see the way we got concentration, we got total surface area, we got temperature, we got catalyst. Now, you already remove out, you cannot use concentration, you cannot use temperature. So think about total surface area and catalyst. Okay, catalyst, when you add in, you make the reaction faster, higher rate. That's why I think set 3, I will use catalyst to explain. Then set 2, set 2 only left total surface area. Total surface area, you can use different way, right? You can use, you can increase, you can decrease by changing their total surface area. So if you want number 2 slower than number 1, easy. Here I use powder, so you don't use powder, you use granule. So set 2 will be total surface area idea. Okay, all right. So after we analyze it, we know what factor to use. Then only we plan the 10 marks. So 10 marks for set 2 and set 3, 5 marks each, right? 5 plus 5, 10. So 10 marks, 5 marks each. Okay, what are the things you have to mention? Because you have to explain based on collision theory. First one, you talk about total surface, you talk about the factor. Okay, usually collision theory, right? Okay, I give you some guideline, what I will write for my answer. Okay, so first thing, when you come to collision theory, first one, we state the factor. Okay, then the reason. If you say concentration, so what? Concentration, more particles, for example, then only frequency of collision, frequency of effective collision, then only rate of reaction, how it change. So this is the 5 things that we will usually will say when you want to explain the collision theory and rate of reaction. State the factor, state the reason behind your factor, then FOC, FOEC, rate of reaction, how they change. Okay, all right. Right. Okay. So, all right. Now we go to step 2 first. Okay. You let me write down everything, then I will tell you what are the things that will make you lost mark again. Rate of reaction is a very easy topic, but then one problem is when you have small mistake, some careless keywords you forgot, then you lost mark. Right. So step 2 is we talk about total surface area 1. So we replace the zinc powder with zinc granule. So total surface area decrease, chances of zinc atom exposed to HCl particles decrease. Okay. All right. So frequency of collision between, in exam you don't write short form, now I write short form only because I want to reduce time. Okay. Zinc atom and H plus ion decrease. Okay. Frequency of effective collision between zinc atom and H plus ion decrease. So rate of reaction decrease. Okay. Or you can write slower reaction is occur. All right. So here got some point that will cause you lost all the marks. Okay. First thing, this one no problem. Replace zinc powder with granule. Okay. Total surface area decrease, chances of zinc exposed. This is the keyword. You must mention what and what are. Zinc atom. Must write the word atom. Don't just write zinc. Right? Nitric acid particles. Right? If you don't know they are atom, molecule, or ion, you write particles. But after that, then you can start to write frequency of collision between zinc atom and H plus ion decrease. Here got two traps. You must mention frequency of collision between who and who. Right? Between who and who is very important. And then their particles state zinc atom and H plus ion decrease. Like that only you score marks. If not, again, you lost mark for each step. Okay? All right. So this is number 2. Okay, so you can jot down and refer first. Okay, any part you not understand one, please ask. Okay. Okay. Got student right? Teacher, can I the one to say about total surface area? I just said zinc powder change to granule, then never mention total surface area. I prefer you to write. If not, later you lost mark. Huh? Okay. So for the yes, must write frequency of collision, only effective collision, because collision happen first, then only you can get the correct orientation collision, right? You must have collision first, only you can get effective collision. This one for concentration, temperature, and surface area. Okay, catalyst one I will show you in the next step, next exam, next answer. Okay. Right. Okay. So for catalyst, okay, you will mention the catalyst added, that is your copper 2 sulfate, okay, for the acid-base reactions, is added into the third reactions, and then copper 2 sulfate provide alternative pathway for zinc and hydrogen ion react. That's 1 mark. Must mention with less activation energy. Like this only you'll get 1 more point. So 1 mark, 2 marks, 3 marks. Okay, for catalyst, no need mention frequency of collision. Straight away, you jump to effective collision. Only catalyst, we talk about frequency of effective collision. No need FOC, just FOEC. Then, how the reaction? Only catalyst do so. The rest factor will have to mention FOC, only FOEC. Okay. Can I write copper 2 sulfate instead of symbol? Yes, you can, no problem. Right. Do I have to mention copper 2 sulfate is a catalyst? You can, no problem if you want. Copper 2 sulfate is a catalyst that add into the third reactions if you want. Okay. Right. Like, okay. So this is the way to answer your number 9. Actually, number 9. Okay, now we go for the next essay questions. Okay. Right. So 10 marks. That's why I will say that rate of reactions will be easily you can score. But if let's say you forget the keywords like zinc atom, hydrogen ion, you forget to compare their FOC, FOEC between what and what, then all the marks is lost, even though your idea is correct. So that's why I will say that it's not very worth if you forget this kind of words. Okay, so all right, that will be your question number 9. Okay, the essay. Okay, look easy, right? Okay, so all right, okay. For section B, you will have 2 essays. Like example, here you got 9 and 10. So you have to do either one, not both. If you do both, only the first one will mark. Second one, they will not mark. So that's why I will prefer you all to go through the question, see which one you more confidence to write, and then only you write the answer. If let's say you are like 50-50, okay, do the one that you prefer, you have more idea first, then after that, you count how many points you get, how many points you have right. Then only you will see that which one you will be choose as the final answer, right? They will not choose they will not mark everything and then tell you the highest mark anymore. They mark only the only one example, right? Or only the first essay. Section C, only one essay you cannot choose. Okay, so for this one, all right. Okay, diagram 10.1 show the process used, okay, to separate the petroleum into various products in industry. So, okay, when I see this one, I know it's a fractional distillation. Okay, so the question first one is very good. They ask something very easy. State the method and the physical properties involved. Fractional distillation. Okay, so this process actually they are using boiling point. So when they heat them, the lowest boiling point will become gas first, so they can escape, and then you can collect on the top. Then followed by the second high boiling point and so on. Okay, all right. So this is nothing much to tell you. Okay, so here draw the structure of the two products. So here you got butane and 2,2,4-trimethylheptane. Okay, draw how we draw, because they got mentioned structural formula. So careful. Structural formula, please draw everything. Single bond, everything show. Okay, we draw butane first. Butane is 4 carbon and it is alkane. Alkane means all of them single bond. So you add all the bond up first. Every carbon 4 bonds, 4 bonds, 4 bonds, 4 bonds. Then you add all the hydrogen in. That is your butane. Okay. How about 2,2,4-trimethylpentane? Okay. So for 2,2,4-trimethylpentane, you do the back first. Pentane, 5 carbon. Okay. And then because they are alkane, so you add single bond to all carbon first. After that, 2,2,4. First, second, third, fourth, fifth. Second carbon got second carbon got 1 branch. Third carbon got 1 branch. Sorry, my mistake. 2,2,4. Second carbon 1 branch, second carbon 1 more branch, and then the fourth carbon 1 branch. Right? Then same thing, because they are alkane, so you add all single bond. It means all carbon must have 4 lines. All carbon 1, 2, 3, 4, all 4 lines. And then now you add hydrogen in. So this is the answer for 2,2,4-trimethylpentane. So draw the parent chain, then put numbers, only put the branch. Right? So this is the way how we draw the alkane. So a lot of students, right, they will use another way to draw this, and then I will please you to be careful. For example, this one, you don't draw it this way. You draw CH3, CH2, CH2, CH3. Okay, sorry, wrong. Structural formula is this one, not the shorthand formula. Same thing go to this one. Okay, maybe some student they write like this way, CH3, okay, like this. Cannot also. Like this also cannot, because this one is not showing the bond, so not right. I need you to show fully. This is called structural formula, right? So don't change the pattern. If not, 2 marks you lost for nothing. Okay. So next one. Okay. Easy, okay. Right. So you have a 4 marks in your hand. Okay. Next one. Then another 5 marks. Okay. So naphtha is a mixture of the hydrocarbon with 5 to 10 carbon. So one of the product is hexane. So you got hexane already. C6H14. Okay. Now, all right. Write the chemical equation. Calculate the volume of CO2 if you have this amount of hexane is used. 5 marks, same thing. 2 marks go for equation, and then the remaining 3 marks will be mole ratio, solve the questions. So, okay, like this. How do we balance the hexane equation? Okay, so I can show you. Combustion means you add O2. Okay. 6 carbon, 6 CO2. 14 hydrogen, 7 water. Why? 7 times 2, 14. Okay, now I have to balance oxygen. How do I balance? Okay, get how many oxygen you have here. 6 times 2, 12 oxygen. 7 times 1, 7 oxygen. Add up, I need 19 oxygen. 19 means here 19 over 2. Because 19 over 202 means you got 19 oxygen. Okay, so like this, for this part, right? Okay, in your textbook, they allow you to use fraction. So I cannot say anything because last time they didn't allow fraction. So I still prefer you all not to write fraction. So how? Times 2. Because you don't want the 2, right? Everything you times 2. Times 2, you get C2, 2C6H14. 19 over 2 times 2, 1902. 6 times 2, 12CO2. 7 times 2, 1402. I prefer you not to write the fraction because worry that some teachers still use to the questions without fraction, right? So better we do like this. Okay, so then now you have the hexane is 258 gram, and then you want to know the volume of CO2, right? So do the same, get the mole first. Mole of hexane 256 divided by 6 carbon, 14 hydrogen. Okay, so the number of decimal point, you got a lot of decimal point actually. So you get no, you get 3 more, right? So second point, ratio that C6H14 ratio to CO2 2 to 12. This one 3 more. This one will be 3 over 2 times 12. So you get 18 more. Then only the volume. Volume will be 18 multiplied 24 dm. So here, what's the issue now? 432 dm cube. Because I use dm cube 24, so I get dm cube back. Sorry, dm cube back. So some students will say, yeah, can I write them in cm cube? Question never mentioned change to cm cube. You didn't change better. Later, if you change already wrong, then you lost mark. Not worth. So equation 2 mark, 3, 4, 5. So you see, calculation is like that one. 5 marks fixed already. Right? Okay. All right. So like this will be fine. No need to add so many change unit, this and that. Unless they say change the unit to cm cube, then you do that. If not, don't waste your effort. Lost mark, convert wrong, no one pity you. Okay. Okay. Like, okay. Last questions. Then after this, we will end the class already. So last 10 minutes, last question also. Okay. So, all right. Okay. Diagram 10.2 show the conversion from one homologous series to the other one. So here, okay, question saying P is a alcohol with less than 4 carbon. Okay, I will suggest you less than 4 carbon, don't busybody, put 3 carbon, 4 carbon. Straight away, right? 2 carbon will do. Okay, less carbon, less issue. Trust me. Right? Okay, so with porcelain chip, this is dehydration. Okay, so dehydration will form you ethene. So Q is ethene. Okay, all right. Now, ethene to form R, okay, I'm not very sure what is R, but I can say the R they got mentioned, hydrogenation. So here is hydrogenation, right? You can write it, hydrogenation. So the R will be ethane. Okay, we complete the mind map, only will be easier for you. Then, okay, how about S? Because your calcium carbonate means S must be acid. 2 carbon acid, ethanol, 2 carbon acid become ethanol acid. So reaction 3 is oxidation, because this one means you have acid, right? So alcohol from acid is only by oxidation, only one way. So this one is a carbon dioxide that you produce. Okay. All right. So after we done the mind map, roughly we know what's happened there. Then it will be easier for us to get the result. Okay. Okay. So the question here: suggest the alcohol P, write the molecular formula of Q, state the homologous series of R, and name the tree. Okay, 4 marks. Alcohol P, state the name. I use ethanol or C2H5OH. But if you use propanol, can, but then more carbonol. Okay. Write the molecular formula of Q. What is Q? Q is ethene, C2H4. Right? Okay. State the homologous series of R, alkane. Okay. Homologous series only got 5. Alkane, alkene, alcohol, carboxylic acid, and ester. Right? They are not functional group. Okay. How we know that is an acid? If they can react with carbonate, active metal, only acid. Right? You can react with carbonate, with metal, confirm acid. Okay. So name the reaction tree. Reaction tree is oxidation. Okay. Right? Got it? Okay. So then the next 4 marks, they ask you, compare the sweetness. Okay. Compare sweetness, no worry, means you have to get the percentage of carbon. Right? So we will count the percentage of carbon of Q. So Q will be 2 carbon, 2 times 12, divided by 24 plus 4 times 100. So you get 85.7%. Okay. Then R. Okay. Percentage of carbon, 2 carbon, divided by 24 plus 6 times 100. Okay. So you get 80%. Okay. So you see, compare the percentage, Q higher percentage. Okay. Higher percentage, so sweetness will be higher. So this is the way how we do it. Okay. More percentage means more sweetness. So 4 marks, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? 1 mark for the calculation each, and then compare the percentage, and then compare which one more sweet. For D, will be questions that a bit tailored. Okay. So they say ethene is a gas that is a natural. Ethene gas is naturally released from the ribs of a fruit. Some fruits are injected with artificial ethene during the ripening process. Justify the use of the artificial ethene, okay, in this process. So actually, if your fruit is not able to get, not, okay, we use the words here is masak, actually is ripening. Okay, so if they are not enough, then we will add in ethene to boost it. Okay, so if the natural one will be good, but then this is not natural, so that's why for me it will be disagree. Okay, all right. Okay, because disagree, the reason is because, all right, okay, using artificials, okay, artificials ethene may over it, okay, and then also it will cause food poisoning. Right, this is one. But then for this kind of opening questions, opening idea questions, some students will say, teacher, no, I can agree. Why? Because, okay, it will reduce the time to read. Right? So it can produce the food faster in shorter time. So this question, even though the mark scheme, they also quite like they don't have a disagreement or agreement answer. So as long as you can answer and give the reason, then they will give you the 3 marks. Okay, in SPM, right, if we check back the last year essay question, the essay questions will have this part of question. They give you choose should or should not. Right? So we cannot say yes or no one. So yes, what's the reason? No, what's the reason? For 3 marks, we call them as care bar. Right? Okay, so this one will be the essay for us to discuss. So the next week one will be our last seminar, which we will do set 2 already. So for those who still joining one, okay, you can prepare the set 2. Right? So okay, it's already 6 o'clock. So this will be all the sharing for today. So today things will be a lot compared to last week. So hope that you can digest. Okay, any questions? You can send.
感谢同学们的观看，记得不要忘了 subscribe、like、share and comment。我们下次再见哦。